Dumb.
Weird.
Podcast. I didn't really realize I had an alcohol problem until I was like 24, though. You know, it just wasn't really on my radar. But I mean, I think all my friends and stuff that we had in high school, I think we all had like an alcohol problem. We just didn't know it. I mean, I think that's how we coped with our weird ass like childhood and like the way we grew up because like I don't know, me and my friends, we had a lot of fucking freedom to do whatever we wanted. Because if we weren't at my buddy Eric's house with his family, because down in the basement there was his parents just didn't know what we were doing. We'd be at my dad's house or my mom's house or my friend John's house.
Yeah,
My friend John had to be a little bit more coy about it because like his parents
they cared.
maybe a little bit too much. They were very controlling.
Yeah,
I remember one night we stayed at John's house. It was like five or six of us. We stayed at John's house, and John like comes in the room and goes, "Hey, you guys want a drink?" And we're like, "Duh!" And so we went outside, and I was like, "Well, what are we doing outside?" He's like, "Well, we can't drink inside." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, your parents are weird." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "But we're gonna drink outside." I'm like, "Okay." So we went out to his truck, and he gets out a shovel, and he's like, "Okay, we got to dig up the beer." And I'm like,
Jesus
I was like, my friend Murphy looks at him and goes, "Dude, you could have just put it in a cooler and put it somewhere. You don't have to fucking like bury it." And he's just like, "Well, I just didn't want to take any chances." I'm like, "All right." So we found like where the ground was soft. We dug up the beer. The fucking asshole didn't even put it in a bag or anything. He just put the beer in the ground. So we're sitting here trying to wipe off the beer so we can drink it. But it was like Bud Light, you know?
the most janky of beers.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, we were like 16, dude. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, when you're 16, you don't care about that shit.
We just wanted to drink, you know? And I'll never forget, I was a senior in high school, so I was 17. And I went, like, I don't know, like, we went to school with a lot of Mormons, and Mormons are so against drinking.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to an island party, and man, there were so many fucking hot chicks there. And I was there, and like, I was making out with this one girl, and I had a beer in my hand. I was sitting on the beach, and my friend James Tacey calls me. He's a Mormon that I play football with, and he goes, "Wes, I heard you're at that party." He's like, "You shouldn't be drinking. It's really bad for you." And I looked at it, I was like, "Dude," I was like, "Well, if you're gonna call me, you might as well call Josh. You might as well call
Yeah.
all these other motherfuckers, because there's like 20 of us here that are on the football team." And he's like, "Yeah, I get that, but you and Josh and the other two guys, y'all are the only starters." And I'm just like, "That are there. We don't care about those other people." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well then.
And I was like, "All right." And he was just like, he's like, "I don't like that you guys are drinking." I'm like, "Dude, the game's over, dude. It's fucking Friday night. We already played. I'm getting toasted, dude." I told him, I was like, "I'll be fine by Monday." I was like, "I'm not gonna drink the rest of the weekend," even though that was a fat fucking lie.
That was a lie. Dude,
If you want to check out more of our stuff, go to www.dumbcoolweird.com. You'll find our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon link if you want to support us. Also, be sure to check out our merch store. And if you're interested in being on our podcast, you can find a link on our website so you can reach out to us and tell us if you want to talk to us about something that's really weird, dumb, or cool. We'd be glad to hear from you. Hope you will stay tuned for the next weird ass episodes we got. Thank you.